It is time now for Kara's Cures, and the secret to making better decisions and feeling less stressed, less reactive actually could come from how you use your brain. You want to use your whole brain.
The whole brain, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, author of the best-selling book, Whole Brain Living, is here now with how you can tap into the 4 characters of your brain to bring more peace to your life. Dr. Jill, how are you?
I'm great. It's good to be with you today.
I'm so excited to be with you because I love this idea. I was saying it sort of reminds me of the Pixar movie Inside Out, with all the little characters fighting in your brain. But let's first tell us first about the 4 characters in our brain. Like, what are they?
So I brought a little brain model to make that easier. But we have 2 emotional systems, one in the right hemisphere and one in the left hemisphere. And we have 2 thinking modules of cells, one again in the right hemisphere and one in the left hemisphere. And the primary differences between the 2 hemispheres is the right hemisphere, it's right here, right now. So if I'm in the present moment, really having the experience of, let's say, cooking, then I'm really present. I'm right there with it. And it's not about me, the individual. It's about the experience of what I'm doing. The left hemisphere is about me, the individual, and about my past and about my future. So we have these emotions in the right hemisphere of right here, right now, and the experience in the right here, right now. And then in the left brain, my emotions from all my past. So all my pains, all my pride, all my everything. And then me, the rational left brain, as it relates to the external world. So we have left thinking, character 1, left emotion, character 2, right emotion, character 3, and right emotion, character 4, or right thinking, character 4. And we have the power to choose which of these characters we want to embody at any time.
So we need to kind of, I love that she comes up with names. Like, we have names for our 4 characters, and we should get them around a table in a brain huddle.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit about this.
So it's called the brain huddle because ultimately any person right there sitting between the 2 of you, there's 8 characters right there. And you can be in your left logical, rational brain, or you can be in your upset part of yourself, or you can be in your playful, open, let's have the experience self, or you can feel connected to all that is self. Right. So we each have these 4 characters, and during the course of a minute, they're just fighting for the microphone. And if you don't know which voices in there are belonging to which part of your brain, then you can't control what's going on. And so this just helps us differentiate, well, who is inside of my brain? And the brain huddle is what I call the mode of communication to call a board meeting, essentially. I call it a brain huddle, and have them all come on board so that I am having a healthy relationship with the different parts of my own brain. And that gives me the power to choose moment by moment who and how I want to be in the world.
So, Dr. Jill, it's interesting what you're talking about, the different parts of the brain, because I feel like I have that in my head every single day. Is it a matter of slowing down and just, instead of reacting emotionally all the time, just slowing down and let that brain huddle happen?
Well, that's part of it. But really knowing these 4 parts of you gives you choices. Let's say you do something and you spontaneous react, or you have hostility, or especially in this day and age, stress. But I have the ability, if I know what my choice is, and my choice is to bring my mind to the present moment and to allow my whole system to slow down, I'm shifting out of my stress circuitry of my left brain into the present moment peacefulness of the present moment. And that's kind of the pause that we can take in life. So when we're trying to do meditation, or we're using yoga as a tool, or we're at prayer, or we're repeating a mantra, the ultimate goal is to find that piece of that character 4 part of our own brain. And we do have the ability to do that, but this is like a roadmap to knowing, well, where am I going? What are my choices at all?
Yeah, and in the book, Whole Brain Living, there's a quiz you can take, like, which character are you? And it's kind of a fun way to think of this, but the neuroscience behind it is transformative for people. So if they're having a lot of anger or relationship problems or stressed all the time, having this brain huddle, understanding how we work, can really change people's lives.
Yes, absolutely. Because if I'm having a reactive moment, okay, this is a great example. A little child falls down, and the little child looks around to see if they should hook into their character too and be reactive and cry, or if nobody's paying attention, that's not going to get them anything. They get up and play. Right? We've all seen children do this. Well, adults do that too, but in a different capacity. So we do have the ability to pick and choose who and how we want to be moment by moment. And by having this understanding and communication inside of our own head, it makes a difference in who then I choose. So you're in your field, you have to show up with positive attitudes. You have to look good. You have to show up as that strong character one. This is not the time for you to go and want to go do something fun outside, right? You got to go to work. So you call on your character one to clean up, look good. And even if you want to be outside, you're showing up as your character one identity.
Yeah. All right. So the good thing is that if you're having these, so many times we're just reactive. We're playing that same script. You're yelling at your kids again, or you're having a fight. Like the idea is that doing this kind of thing gives us choices. We can be happier.
We can be happier, and we can help make other people happier, because once we recognize the 4 characters inside of ourselves, and the book does give you questions so that you can identify very well your own character 1, 2, 3, and 4, because it's a brain. We have all 4 of them, and get to know. And part of it is, who likes your character 3? Who doesn't like your character 3? Who do you pick a fight with? Who always comes in and wants to fight with your character 2? And we're going to be at a Thanksgiving dinner, and there's going to be like eight chairs there, but there's really, multiply that by 4.
We got all that. The conversation is going to go on. I know Chef Plum would love to ask you more, but we're out of time. But I'm going to continue this conversation with you on the WFSB streaming news app. So tune in for Kara's Cures later. We're going to get deep into the brain. So thank you. Fascinating.
Thanks, Dr. Joe.
Thank you.
Wow. Man, I got to get one of those brains to carry around with me. That's pretty cool. just to show.